For today's shoot, we're pretty much in the middle of nowhere. Hello everyone, I'm Melissa New and welcome to this week's episode of Framed. So this husband and wife team, they're both photographers, but what's interesting is that they both have completely separate businesses. Let's do this. Jean, you were telling me that you started photography before your husband.
Yeah.
Tell us why photography?
I mean, honestly, I don't have a special story. I didn't have a film camera when I was 10. I didn't have anything, in my background. Just more that I was always the girl who always appreciated art, appreciated pictures, appreciated photography. Always had a point and shoot with me. It was always about people, never about landscapes or things. That's always been what I've been drawn to, is people, even in artwork.
You do fashion, editorial, seniors, babies, weddings. What else?
Kids, babies, weddings.
Kids.
I do some seniors. It's definitely not my main part, but
between
yeah.
the two of you, you do everything. So you start photography, and you absolutely adore it. Travis, what happened? You were doing an internship in China, and what kind of happened?
Yeah, I mean, I've always kind of had somewhat of an interest, but I started out more interested in landscapes and those kinds of things. Yeah. When we lived in China, she'd be shooting the people, and I'd be taking pictures of the wall or, whatever else. Yeah. I was in grad school at the time. I went to Thunderbird and got a job in Michigan. We moved to Michigan. That's about the time Jean started professionally shooting. And I just never thought I'd have an interest in it. And in 2008, was it? 2008, I think. I went to Photoshop World because I'd always liked graphic design. I liked that element. And I thought I was going to more of a behind or a back-end type conference. Well, I got there and it was all about photography. I didn't take a camera. I didn't even own my own camera at the time. Yeah, I was just completely inspired. And I came home and said, Jean, I want to quit my job. And she said, "Yeah, right." She said she did it. She's like, "Yeah, you'll lose it. It'll go away. Just you'll be all right. Photography's my thing." and that was in February, and in August we had a plan, and I quit my job in September, and we never looked back. We wanted to take a little bit different take on a wedding shoot. So the concept we're taking, when we do destination weddings, a lot of times the day after the wedding, we do another shoot for the bride and groom. It's basically a group of friends out in the desert, just enjoying their friendship, enjoying, this new event they just had.
Kind of like a day after. Yeah. I usually start out pulled back in every shoot, and then I just kind of work my way in and then around, and then I kind of just move on to the next thing. So
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're pumped, guys. Travis, do you have anything to add?
When she's doing something really traditional, I try to shoot something a little less traditional, just to get a good mix. So.
When we work together, whether it be like an editorial shoot like this or on most particularly weddings, is where we started it. Is just whenever I have on, when he sees me have like an 85mm or a telephoto lens, he has a wide angle on. Or if I shoot a lot of wide angle, so he actually has this on most of the time. So we just work opposite. So if I'm at one angle, he's always at another angle with a different lens.
So that's kind of a good point for a second shooter to see what the main shooter has got and do something opposite.
Yeah,
interesting. I like it. Well, guys, hit it. We're
Yay.
pumped.
You guys look awesome. I am backlighting right now because it's kind kind of amazing. It's gorgeous. And I'm just keeping the sun just a tiny bit out of my frame, so I'm gonna have it slightly in there, just like with this awesome glow behind them. I just want you to kind of just like a little bit of movement in your body. Perfect. Love it. Okay, you lift up your head a little bit and then just come towards me. Okay, gorgeous. Hold that right there. Drop your bouquet, bust up laughing. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. Look away, look away, look away. Good, good girl. Love it.
From a second shooter standpoint, I started with a lens baby, but those are lenses that you can overdo it really quickly. So I'll shoot with that for just a few minutes, get a few things that I like, then I'll go back and get something more traditional. I'm actually shooting with the 14 to 24 right now. I was trying to get some wide angle. She's like she said, she's going telephoto, so I go completely opposite, go wide angle.
Perfect. Both of you close your eyes really quick. I'm kind of coming close, just super intimate and soft. Gorgeous. 1, 2, and 3.
Tell me a little about what's unique about you guys is that a lot of couples work together. Mm-hmm. And they're both wedding photographers and they both work together all the time, the same business names. Why did you guys choose to do it the way that you do?
At first I thought that was going to be our downfall, is that we weren't a husband and wife team doing weddings together or doing, you know, it just because you see a lot of that, which is awesome, and there's so many amazing husband and wife teams. But it's turned out to be, honestly, I feel like it's one of our biggest strengths. But yet we also, it's like we work together, but we don't. So we have our own businesses, but we'll shoot weddings together and we shoot editorial things together. So it's just kind of awesome.
I could never shoot what she shoots. I think she does an amazing job. I love her work. It's beautiful. But I could never take a newborn baby and shoot it. It would drive me crazy.
How did you choose? You know, your babies and whatever was not your passion. So how did you make that choice?
When I first started, I would bring home shoots and I would try to just retouch them and post-process them like Jean did. And I could never get it right. I felt like I was having to ask her every second, does this look okay? Does this look okay? And the minute I stopped doing that and just did what I felt looked right and what I, shot the way I felt it looked right, it all of a sudden all came together and I had my style. So.
Right. Everybody talks about you can't make a lot of money, you can't be a really successful photographer unless you have a niche. You've got to be a wedding photographer, you've got to be a newborn photographer, and I mean you see a lot of amazing people with these very niche photography businesses. So I honestly struggled with it. I remember like talking to friends, I remember posting about it on Facebook, just because it was something that I felt like I wasn't going to be truly successful. So what ended up happening is I just kept shooting. I shoot babies, kids, weddings, some seniors, and I just love all of it. I love every genre, everything. So what I come to realize is that it's okay to be, I guess, an everything photographer, because I feel like my strength is not just weddings, it's not just babies. I feel like it's more the way I shoot them, and emotion is more of my strength.
Chocolate fudge and red balloons, Argyle socks and the blue suede shoes, a stroll in Central Park with you bare feet on sands in Malibu, drinks at 2 in the afternoon. I'm in just that kind of a mood. Holding hands, love's pantomime, shooting glances time to time, champagne bubbles, Cupid's brew, to usher in the rising moon. Oh, my heart whistles a happy tune. I'm in just that kind of a mood.
What we're gonna do is I'm gonna pull you guys out a little bit. So this is gonna, you guys are gonna be little tiny people in my shot. So what I'm looking for mostly is, this is kind of a kite idea, or kind of like a string banner. So maybe I'll have you guys walking across the desert this way, like holding this, like holding it, like maybe he'll be holding your hand running and you'll be streaming this behind you running, okay?
Venus beams a loving nod in fields of gold shell. We both trod around the world, just me and you. I'm in just that kind of a mood. Holding hands, love's pantomime, shooting glances time to time, champagne bubbles, Cupid's brew, to usher in the rising moon. Oh, my heart whistles a happy tune.
I walked into a store called Circuit City where she worked. My brother worked there with her. And I met her, and 15 minutes later I walked out of the store and I told my friend I just met the girl I'm going to marry. I don't know what it was about her, just something stirred within me, and a year later we were married.
Again, I know it sounds so cliche and so nerdy, but it's just one of those things that it just clicked. You know, we just had a lot of fun together, and he seems so reserved and stuff, but anyone will tell you he is goofy, he is witty.
You know, juggling 4 kids and a business and working with your husband. What advice do you have for people?
Honestly, one of the first things that comes to my head, and I believe it in 100%, is get rid of the things that suck your joy and outsource. For me, outsourcing includes, I mean, just right off to my list, I know that I don't like, I mean, weddings, you're giving your clients hundreds and hundreds of images. I take my favorites and I'll edit those and I send the rest off to be edited. I consider album design. I don't enjoy doing it. I get rid of it. Someone does it for me. I consider house cleaning and outsource, because I feel like it's way more worth it for me to maybe do an extra session or something and pay for something that sucks my joy, and that definitely sucks my joy. So I just feel like I just feel like outsourcing for me has saved my life and helped me with my time management.
Holding hands, love's pantomime, shooting glances.
This is the same setup we'd probably use at a wedding. We have a single speed light, a couple pocket wizards, and I mean that's about it. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put we keep our speed lights on manual when we're shooting, cameras on manual, everything's 100% manual. That way we can control everything. The reason we're bringing out the speed light right now is because we've got a pretty cool sunset, those dark mountains with the lighter sky. I think we can get a lot of color and saturation out of it, so we just want to shoot a couple shots just to wrap up the shoot. We're going to use, I'm right now at 8th power on my speed light. My camera, I'm going to be shooting at probably 80th of a second and maybe a 4 to start. See how that looks, and then we'll adjust if we need to.
Wedding bells will say I do forever. Now it's just we two. I'll have my cake and eat it too. I'm in just that kind of a mood. I'm in just that kind of a mood. I'm in just that kind of a mood. I'm in just that kind of a mood.
2 things. 1, don't be afraid to take that leap of faith. I've always had the attitude, and I know people criticize me for this attitude, but at the end of the day, it's just money. Who cares? If you go for a year and you live on nothing, at least you tried. And if it doesn't work out, you can always go back to that corporate job. It's going to be there waiting for you. Give it the leap of faith. Give it a go. If you don't, you will regret it for the rest of your life. You'll always wonder what would have happened. The second thing is know when to call it quits on a daily basis. Not on this new venture you're taking a leap of faith on, but just on a daily basis. Know when it's time for family, when it's time to step away from the computer, separate that life. It's very hard when you're working from home.
Always try something new. Don't just do the same thing over and over and over again, because I feel like that's how you're going to get better. That's how your pictures are going to go from, okay to good to awesome to just you're so happy with that you can get awesome stuff every single time you're shooting.
We're Travis and Jean Smith.
And we've been framed.
Framed Season 3 was brought to you by Bay Photo Lab. Like the music? Special thanks to Triple Scoop Music. Framed Network giveaways are brought to you by B&H. Head to giveaways.framenetwork.com for your chance to win. Find out more about the equipment used in this episode on framenetwork.com.